What's good, Taurus? This one's for you. Happy January. Okay. So, to get into it, seems like you guys are working through some of the higher chakras at first. We have the throat chakra, which is located in the throat, obviously. This is the chakra of communication, creativity, expression. You know, it's letting things come through your heart and actually express themselves. So we're opening this throat chakra. We're coming into our creativity, and we're allowing it to be expressed. But we have to work through some things first. Because it's not easy to just express your creativity. Sometimes it takes a little bit of healing. It takes a little bit of work to face who you really are, face what wants to come out of you. Then we have emotional withdrawal, which is in the heart. So I feel like this is kind of withdrawing your emotions from situations in the physical. So not completely, but just recognizing that everything doesn't have to be as serious as it is. Sometimes, we can attach our emotions to like almost anything, and then it will kind of get buried in life, and forget our potential, forget that we're these cosmic beings here to create and do things and feel free and flow around. So careful not to get too bogged down by these emotional attachments. It's important to recognize that they're there, but also take some awareness, free yourself from these attachments from time to time. Recognize that they are not permanent. They are not anchoring you down to anything. You can still be free and still be, emotionally connected to different things, but this is just saying protect your energy, withdraw a little bit from things that you might have been putting too much emotional energy into. Just be aware of that. And then we have, I really like these. This is like, so we're going into the crown chakra. The crown chakra is at the top of your head. And this is kind of like one of the more, as we get closer to the top, we get to the more cosmic chakra. So we're letting in different types of energy, ideas. And then the one that came out with the crown chakra is the universe. So this is the last card in the major sequence. So this is talking about, realizing, recognizing, embracing that we are these divine pieces of art, like we are blessed to be given these bodies as vehicles to do what we want to do in the world. So this is like, you might start having thoughts of like, oh, okay, like kind of, I don't know, it feels like you're going through an awakening this month, like in some way or another. Coming more in tune to yourself and to the world around you. But this is, it kind of shows completion, like you're recognizing that you're not just an earthly being. You're not just a one-dimensional, two-dimensional, three-dimensional being. You're, your essence, it's rubbed off on everything you do, and everything that you are. And it's really magical. So like recognizing that you are capable of so many great things, and they, not so mundane. Like it's a little bit of spark, a little bit of magic. And this also helps us withdraw emotionally from things that we might be putting too much of ourselves into, because we want to recognize that, we don't have to take life as serious. We are here for a short amount of time. We're going to make the best of it. We can free ourselves of the things that might be anchoring us down and not feeling as free, not feeling as fun, not feeling as fiery, like, coming into ourselves more and recognizing that we are these divine beings and miracles can happen to us and to the world around us, and it really is a beautiful thing. And then we have positive movement forward, and this is in the physical. So once you like start freeing yourselves from these heavy attachments, you can set sail, right? Like you aren't tied to the dock anymore. You can set sail. And I think that also comes with recognizing that you are not just an earthly being. I mean, you are, and it's so great, but you know, once you realize that there's more than just body and earth, then we have some moves being made in the physical. I'm excited to see how that manifests for you. I'm not too sure. We also have balance. So I have, like, this is the balance between feeding the higher chakras too much, which is like too much imagination, too much spark, and not enough grounding that and doing and seeing it, you know, plant itself all the way into the ground. So we're finding the balance between our cosmic self and our physical self. We're integrating the two, and we're integrating the two, and that takes balance. So like any too much of one, any too much of the lower chakra energy is going to make us feel anchored, make us feel stuck, make us feel like we can't fully express ourselves, and too much of the higher chakra energy will be like, okay, I have too many ideas, I have too much creative energy in me, but I just can't get it to come out of myself. So we're going to take these ideas and we're going to ground them in reality and find the balance between the two that best works for us. And that takes time. Be patient with yourself. You'll find balance eventually, but that kind of shows like the energy of this month. So we're bringing these two into balance, and it also will take awareness. So we will find this balance through awareness. So if you can be like, oh, okay, I know that I have a lot of ideas, but I'm not the type that will, you know, jump on the first action to ground them into reality and do them and put the time and effort and energy and work into them. Or you might feel like you're constantly working and don't have any spark, you know? So it does take awareness. See how you feel on that scale, and see, you'll start getting like flashes of little changes you can make to bring it more into balance, but it will take some awareness, you know? Don't be on autopilot. Take the seat of awareness and figure out what works best for you. And don't feel pressured to make huge changes right off the bat. They'll come with time. Be patient with yourself. Right, next we have patience and planning. So it's going to take, this will help you ground your ideas into reality, ground your ideas into the physical. So plan out what you want to do. Plan out what's your goals for this month. What do you want to achieve? It could even be, you know, just goals that can't be seen. Like, I want to feel better every day, you know? Like, it might be small things, some foundational things too, whether it's changing your sleep schedule, changing the people who you allow in your immediate vicinity, changing the food you eat, changing your habits, changing the activities you like doing from day to day. Just small little things that maybe some more you want to integrate, some things you need to let go of. So we're doing this little shifting game here, seeing what works best for us and what doesn't, becoming aware of that, realizing that we will need to let go of some things, and realizing, okay, it's time to integrate some more things. So it's going to take a little bit of patience and planning. Like I was saying, just be patient. Then we have wisdom. So I feel like once you start planning, once you become aware of what's working and what's not working for you, maybe even read some books. Honestly, that's what I just got in my head. Read some books, and it will make you, because books are stories of people who have walked our paths before, you know, the same paths we want to walk. People have already done it, and they're telling us about their experience. You know, so it's like these are gifts from people who have done it before. Read their words and see, you know, learn from their mistakes, learn from their downfalls, learn from their triumphs, you know, the ups and the downs. You know, they have so much to teach us. So I feel like, but also we have a lot to teach ourselves, and everything that we go through adds these layers onto our wisdom. But I think this month there's a lot about getting your, or feeling comfortable expressing your creativity. So others who have done so, whether it be through books, through music, through art, through whatever it might be, get inspired by them. You know, they've done it before and they can tell you about it. So I don't know, I feel like this wisdom card is like a flash of like inspiration. You have a lot of wisdom within yourself. Everything you go through adds to your wisdom. Start writing it down, but also start reading. You know, start reading about other people's experiences, and it will, you know, incite these sparks of inspiration, sparks of, oh, okay, I know what I have to do now. And that will help with the patience and planning. And then we have a firm foundation. So before going further, check in on your foundation. You know, foundation being your root chakra, which is our basic needs met. Are we getting enough sleep? Are we feeling our bodies right? How do we feel when we eat the food we eat? How do we feel throughout our day-to-day? Might need to drink some more water, might need to, you know, change up some many things. Like I said, awareness will help with this, because if you become aware of like, okay, well, I know I've been doing this, but how do I actually feel? Maybe there's some adjustments that can be made. So go back in, check on your foundation, make sure it's all going smoothly, make sure you feel good, make sure you're ready to go forward. Because if you go forward with not a sturdy foundation, it will be easier for things to crumble down on you in the future. So establish your foundations now. How do you want the rest of this year to look? And then we have new beginnings. So this seems like this was all preparing you to take off in this new direction, in this new mindset, whatever it might be. There's new things coming. So that's why we're in the middle of shedding the old. We're in the middle of working through these different chakras, channeling, you know, all the divine spark, the goodness from up here, grounding it in reality. And once we do so, we're ready to come out into this new beginning, this new journey, walking the road with the wisdom we have just acquired from our past, you know, cycles of lessons that we've been learning. So new beginnings, we're walking out one door and we're stepping into this whole new world, free from the burden of the emotional anchors that might have been anchoring us down and blocking our true passion, our spark, what we want to do in the world, our creativity, our voice, our communication. So we're really stepping into this new territory. And I feel like the universe will reward you. We have victory and success. So for leaving the old behind, for making these minor changes, nothing crazy, you know, do it all in the timing that feels right. But we have victory and success, which is really awesome right after new beginnings, because it's like, yes, this is where you're meant to be. All these things that you're shedding, all these things that you're stepping into, these divine ideas you get, walk towards them, chase those, you know. We don't want to settle with the old and comfortable. We want to push ourselves into the new and exciting and unwinding, you know. We want to figure out what is kind of in store for us. So there will be victory, there will be a reward for stepping out into this new territory. And I find you have a whole new sense of inner strength, of power. This is like the strength card. So yeah, you're embodying all these lessons that you've learned before. You're integrating them into your everyday life now. You're grounding your ideas into reality. Yeah, and that's awesome. Inner strength is coming out. Recognize that you can call upon it at any time. The more things you get through, you know, the more your strength builds, and the more you have confidence in your strength, the more you feel like you can get through anything that life throws your way. Yeah, so rely on your inner strength. And, you know, you don't need anything to make you feel powerful besides yourself. knowing that you have gone through every rough moment of your life so far and you're still standing. Props to you guys, props to all of us, you know, because it does take a lot of inner strength just to be a human. So recognize that more, appreciate it more, call on it more. And then we have truth. So this is all just like the coming to fruition of your inner truth, of your truth. So stick to your roots, stick to what you know. You know, don't waver in your truth based on what you think other people want to hear or what you think other people expect from you. And also, it's a balance, you know, because it's like, as we realize more truths about ourselves, as we realize what works for us and what doesn't, if there is a lot that isn't working, we can't just, you know, flip the game board and be like, everything must change. No, it comes in, you know, little changes. Don't throw yourself off balance with all these changes just because, you know you're stepping into this new truth, this new personhood. But it's important to stay balanced. Do it little by little. Do it, you know, as it feels right, not just uprooting the comfortable and coming into this new territory. No, patience. Plan out your next moves. You're coming into your truth, and that is so exciting. Okay. For the two, what can I think about? For your two spirit animals of the month, we have the Scorpion. So this is a fire element one. You might need to take some time for isolation. Okay, so I'm just gonna read a little bit from this. Sometimes the Scorpion's heat festers, so like when things get too fiery, they focus on the unresolved event from the past, usually a situation where they left feeling burned. The Scorpion card says it's time to come clean about your feelings so everyone can heal and you can get back to your usual fiery but fun self. So it's like, don't let the past, like I said, I feel like it brings me back to the first two cards, the throat chakra and the emotional withdrawal. So don't dig into the past. I mean, things need healing. Things will heal. You know, but don't let the past burns continue to burn you. You can heal from them, you know, nurture yourself, talk it out. Because whatever it is, whatever's festering, whatever you're letting continue to burn you is taking away from you expressing your true self, expressing your fun, expressing your fire. So, you know, be aware of like what you're letting still burn you and know that you don't need that anymore. We will not continue to be burned by the past. And then we have the Nightingale, which is like a beautiful note to end it off on, because this is letting your full self come out, letting the creativity just like pour out of you and having it feel just like so good. So in whatever it might be, whether you're a creator, if you're an artist, if you want to be a singer, a poet, it is just about like kind of expressing yourself more, even in just communicating, even in communication. I don't know, I'm gonna read this one too, because this one actually is so beautiful and I want to just leave it on like a really good poetic, inspiring note. And I don't know if I can give that to you guys right now, so I'm just gonna read this. The song of the nightingale is otherworldly. This simple brown bird, almost unnoticeable among the flashy plumage of other birds, transports its listener into the realm of poetry. Nightingale energy is with us when we write, compose, and especially when we sing. It reminds us that music heals the deepest wounds. It indicates the need to open the bridge between the heart and the voice. Is there something you need to say? How long has it been since you sang? Turn it up, write it down, and let it out. Love that. So it is coming to the point where we feel safe to express ourselves, and that is a beautiful thing. Just where we started with the throat chakra, the nightingale is completely, just like letting it come out of us, opening the throat chakra fully. We're going through all this work to get to this point, and reward will come. Reward will come when you express yourself, when you express your full truth. So I hope you like that one. That was like exciting for me to get through. I don't know. I'm excited for you guys. That was a good one. Happy January. Let's go get them this year.